Hi 8th graders, welcome back to lesson 4.4. Today we are going to do the practice problems as notes. However, I still want you to scan the parts that we don't do as your homework. So a little different today, there will be no worksheet attached to this assignment. However, you will do some of the problems from this page as your homework, okay? All right. So write all of these down with me. Don't just do the ones that I say you have to do. Write every single one down. I will skip some of them that I want you to do on your own. Okay, at the top of your notebook paper, write 4.4 at the top, and you guys can write 4.4 homework. Number 1, vocab. How can you find the x-intercept of the graph of this? Ooh. First thing I do is I look at this and I see that this is not in slope-intercept form, okay? And we haven't got to that point yet where we do point slope form, but can I get y all by itself so that it is in slope-intercept form? I can. I just have a lot of steps to do that. Okay, so first of all, what is happening to y? It's being multiplied by 3 directly, but indirectly it's also being added by 2x. We have to get that 2x out of there first. And the best way to do that is to subtract 2x from both sides. So now I have 3y equals, I'm going to swap these two around, okay, just because I like mx to be next to each other. Negative 2x plus 6. Now how do I get y by itself? Divide by 3. Now if I'm dividing by 3, I have to divide everything by 3. Okay? So I have y equals negative 2/3 x. Guys, that's my slope. I don't have to solve it. That is my slope. What is 6 divided by 3? 2. So now that I have my slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, can I graph it to be able to find the x-intercept? Yes. Now, it's not asking what is the x-intercept. It's asking how can you find it? So what I would do in my notes is I would say, first, I would get y all by itself to make the equation slope-intercept, which we did. It's that. After I have written it in slope-intercept, then I would graph it and see where my line crosses my x-axis. I know that's a lot of words, but that's what you would say for answer for number 1, because they're not asking you to go find the x-intercept. They're saying, how could you find it? Okay, so write it down. You may pause the video and write that down. You may go back and re-listen to what I said, but I'm going to move on. Number 2, is this equation y equals 3x in slope-intercept form? Slope-intercept form, remember, is y equals mx plus b. Explain. So I would say yes, that is slope-intercept form. The difference is I don't have a b. And you guys know that if I don't have a b, I have to assume the y-intercept is 0. Okay? So for number 2, I would say yes, it is in slope-intercept form. It's y equals 3x plus b. b is 0. I would just say slope-intercept is 0, or my intercept is 0. Slope would be 3/1. Okay? Easy. All right, describe a real-life situation that you can model with a linear equation. Write the equation, interpret the y-intercept and slope. We can skip number 3. Okay? You don't need to do it on your own. Just skip it altogether. All right, number 4, 5, and 6. Match the equation with its graph. Identify the slope and the y-intercept. So, number 4. First thing you want to do is identify the slope and y-intercept. So in your notebook, I would write slope equals and y-intercept equals. The slope is 2 over 1. The y-intercept is 1. So there's 1 point for your homework. You have to tell me what the slope and the y-intercept are. Now, which graph does it go with? First thing I would do is look at the y-intercepts. I know my y-intercept has to be 1, so that gets rid of A. Could be B or C. Now I know the slope is 2 over 1, so I'm going to check this one. How I check it is by looking at where the points are in the crosshairs. For example, this is not a point. Okay, that's not going through the crosshairs. This is a point. This is a point. This is a point. Remember, think of it like you are shooting a gun and you're looking through the scope. If it's going perfectly through the crosshairs, that's a point. So now what's the slope to get from here to here? Up 2 over 1. So the slope of B is 2 over 1. It looks like it matches number 4. So number 4, not only do you need to write me the slope and the y-intercept, you also need to say B. Okay. Please do 5 and 6 on your own. You can pause the video right now and do them, or you can skip them and move on with me. Numbers 7 through 15, find the slope and the y-intercept of the graph of the linear equation. Do not graph it, guys. Don't waste your time graphing these. All it wants is the slope and the y-intercept. Super easy, okay? Now, how I would do this is write number 7 in your notebook and say slope equals y-intercept equals. Now number 7 is super easy. What is the y-intercept? -5. Don't forget your negatives. And the slope is 4 over 1. Super easy. I want you guys to do 8, 9, 10. Ooh, we'll do 10 together. But I want you to do 8 and 9 on your own. You can pause the video now and do them, or you can move on with me. Number 10. Here's the reason why I wanted to do number 10 together. Obviously, we got the y-intercept, 3. But what is the slope? Slope can't be decimals. Slope has to be fractions. What is 2.25 as a fraction? That's 2 and 1/4. Remember, think of 0.25 like money. Can slope be a mixed number? No, it needs to be a fraction. It can even be a fraction that's improper. Let's do that. Let's turn this improper. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. Keep your denominator, 9/4. Now I can tell me what the slope is. Slope is 9/4. Y-intercept is 3. Okay? Whenever you have a decimal in your slope, you've got to change it to a fraction. Sometimes your fraction will be mixed, and then you have to change that mixed number to an improper. Okay, number 11. Is this in slope-intercept form? No, it is not. I've got to get y by itself. What is happening to y? It's being added by 1, so I need to do the opposite of that, which is subtract by 1. Okay? Now I have y equals 4/3 x minus 1. Now I easily can tell you what the slope is and the y-intercept. Slope is 4/3. Y-intercept is -1. Easy. 13, I want you to try this one on your own. Lots of steps here. First of all, you got to get y by itself. Okay, so get that 3.5 to the other side. After you get the 3.5 to the other side, tell me what the slope and the y-intercept are. Even though the slope can't be a fraction, or a decimal, I mean, the y-intercept can be. So even though this looks like you're going to have to change things to fractions, you don't have to, because this is not the slope. This is the slope. And I know that because slope is always snuggled up next to an x, okay? So be careful on number 13, but try it on your own. 14. It is in slope-intercept form. It's just things are a little backwards. Instead of being y equals mx plus b, this looks like y equals b plus mx. And that's okay. Just make sure you write what the y-intercept is and the slope is accurately. Okay, so number 13 and 14, try on your own. Put them in your notes, put them in your homework. 15, once again, it's exactly the same as 14, where that is slope-intercept form. It's just things are a little backwards, and that's okay. Just make sure you don't, accidentally tell me that this is the slope, because it's not. That's the y-intercept. This is the slope. The thing is that slope can't be a decimal, so change this into a fraction. Not a mixed number, but a fraction. Alright guys, 16. Describe and correct the error in finding the slope and the y-intercept of the graph. Okay, so here's the equation they were given. They were given y equals 4x minus 3. They said the slope is 4 and the y-intercept is 3. What is the mistake? I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with the y-intercept. I want you to try that one on your own. Okay? 17. A skydiver parachutes to the ground. The height, which is y, in feet of the skydiver, after x amount of seconds, is y equals negative 10x plus 3,000. Graph the equation and tell me, where is the x-intercept in the slope? Let's do that one together. First of all, let's just graph it. Okay, so it's going to start at 3,000 on the y. So I'm going to say this is 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Okay, and then the slope is negative 10 over 1. Now, we're going to be super careful. That doesn't mean I'm going to go down 10, because remember, these are in thousands. Okay, so maybe I need a different scale factor. This is going to be a hard one to graph on a sketch. How about you guys don't worry about graphing it, because I know this is going to be hard if you don't have the paper at home. Instead, what is the slope? Just tell me the slope. That's all. Okay? Don't worry about graphing it, because you guys don't have graph paper. Alright, turn the page. Graph the linear equation. Identify the x-intercept. Okay? So we are going to have to graph these ones. I'll do a few with you, but then I want you to do the rest on your own. Not only do I want you to graph it, I want you to tell me what the x-intercept is. So for example, 18. If I were to graph this, I would start at 3. My slope is 1 up 1 over 5. Okay, now as you can see, I'm moving away from the x-intercept, which means I need to go down 1, down 5, okay? Down 1, back 5. Down 1, back 5 more. Like I said, this graph is not perfect. Oh, down 1, back 5 more. This is 15, negative 15. So eventually, when it goes through the line, it's going to go and cross at negative 15. I'm going to go and erase this graph because it's a little crazy. But I don't want you to tell me the y-intercept. I want you to tell me the x-intercept. X-intercept is negative 15. Okay? All right. I want you to do 18. 19 you can do. 20 you can do. 21 I want you to try. Make sure you turn that into a fraction. 22, let's look at 22. 22 says y plus 9 equals negative 3x. That is not slope-intercept form. How can I get y all by itself? Subtract 9 from both sides. Now I have y equals negative 3x minus 9. Okay? Now I very clearly have a y-intercept and a slope. I want you to graph it, and then I want you to find me the x-intercept. Once you have through 23 done, then you are done with your homework. I want you to scan the piece of paper that has all your work on it. Maybe it's 2 pieces, maybe it's 3, I don't know. And then I want you to upload it to this assignment. It may have a few pictures to go with it, so if you want, you can put it into a Google Doc, or you can just keep uploading all 3 pictures. But this is due by Wednesday, and I know we're not in school Wednesday, but I want you to get it in just so you don't have to worry about it over the weekend, okay? I won't mark it late if you turned it in next Monday, but I do want you to try to get it done so you don't have to worry about it over the weekend, okay? All right, guys, hopefully I see you back on the 1st. I know that's when a lot of us are going to be done quarantined. All right, bye-bye.